Leonel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and now Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Those are just 3 players in world football who are still playing that have scored 500 goals or more in their career. That's for both club and country. But my question is, who will be next? Well, today I'll be running you through 5 players who could reach that historic landmark, as well as putting forward someone who, with all of his potential, could be a future star, absolutely smashing the records. So let's kick off at number 5 with an absolute world beater and by far the youngest player on this list, Neymar. At just age 26, he scored an incredible 332 goals already, meaning that to get another 168 in potentially another 8 to 10 years of his career seems pretty probable. As a youngster, he was playing for Santos in Brazil, where he scored 100 goals by the time he was 20. This means that he was always going to be in the conversation when you're talking about goal-scoring records being broken. He then moved on to Barcelona and PSG, where with all the other creative players in the team, the chances to score are going to be coming thick and fast in every single game. This kind of also makes me respect those players who score when they don't have such good players around them. Shout out to the likes of Darren Bent and Jermaine Defoe, who scored over 100 Premier League goals while still not playing in the best of teams. Absolute poachers. As for Neymar being number 5 on this list, well, as said before, he is a long way away from reaching 500, and although I think he'll definitely do it, he won't be doing it first before the rest of the players, so he's in at number 5. At number 4 is one of Neymar's teammates and another one who's going to profit from the dominance that PSG have over the French league. I mean, it's not that difficult to score in that league compared to Italy or England, no offence to the French league intended. But for Edinson Cavani, he looks set to score at least another 130 goals in the 4 or 5 years he has remaining in his career. He's age 31, which isn't that old for a footballer these days, and with no one really challenging his spot at PSG or even in the national team with Uruguay, he looks set to bang him in for a few more years to come. But as is evident with his placing at number 4 in this list, I don't think he'll be doing it before another few players will be. That's probably because he's only on 370 at the moment. And while we're at this point, I'd like to give a shout out to some of the older players who are a lot closer than some of the other ones on this list, but their declining years mean that they're not really going to get the opportunity to do so unless they have an absolute blinding year at the age of 36. The likes of Samuel Eto'o and David Villa are both on over 430 career goals. However, as said with their age, scoring at least 40 goals a season in the next few years seems highly unlikely, and they'll probably be retiring before they can reach the landmark. But moving on to number 3, and yet again we have another amazing South American goal scorer, and you definitely know who he is. He's Manchester City's top scoring player of all time. He's the 2nd highest scoring foreigner in the Premier League, and with an incredible 187 goals for the Sky Blues, it's Sergio Aguero. Now at age 30, I have no doubt that Aguero will be able to smash the back of the net at least a few more 100 times in the next 5 or 6 years if he can stay injury free. It's something that's blighted periods of his career, and if he didn't have these injuries, imagine how many goals he'd be on now. So can he do it? Well, as mentioned before, I think he definitely can. He's a dead certainty to, unless a few things happen in the meantime. So let's break this down. First off, he's playing in an incredible attacking team, probably one of the best the Premier League has ever seen, and he's also got chances galore being created for him with the likes of Sane, Sterling, De Bruyne, and both Bernardo and David Silva behind him at City. However, aside from the injuries, there is an understudy who could ruin Aguero's plans to reach 500 goals, and that's Gabriel Jesus. If he turns into the striker that everyone tips him to be and takes his chances when he gets a shot in the first team, he might be pushing Aguero out of regular playing time, meaning that unless he moves elsewhere, he may not even get the games and the opportunities to score that many goals. In at number 2 is the only European on this list. However, the correlation between South Americans scoring loads of goals seems like a whole nother video altogether. With 393 goals at time of filming, Robert Lewandowski is in at number 2. Now here we have someone who, much like Edinson Cavani, is playing in a team which completely overpowers their league. Bayern Munich will score a hatful of goals throughout the Bundesliga season and in the Champions League, so Lewandowski will have more than ample opportunity to fill his boots. That, combined with the fact that for Poland he's also their captain and number 1 striker, means that he'll get all the opportunity he needs to score goals over the next few seasons. He's only age 30, and to be honest, he's in his prime. He's shown the kind of form over the last few seasons, which has seen a move to Real Madrid touted over the summer, although that never materialised. This does show the fine form that he's in, and looking at the numbers, he's scored more than 40 goals in all competitions over the last 3 seasons, meaning that if he does that up to the age of 33, he'll have absolutely smashed the record and joined the 500 club. Now, before we get to the number one spot, I'd like to throw in that one potential star who, if he plays consistently and keeps his form up for the whole of his career, which is obviously very difficult to do, he'll definitely reach the 500 mark and, to be honest, could smash all goal scoring records. He's just 19, he's a World Cup winner, and he even scored in the final. It's Kylian Mbappe. Now, it's not just the way he plays which has given me such confidence in his ability to score goals, but it's also the facts. Let's take a look at his goal tally at the age of 19, which currently stands at 68. Let's also compare that to Messi's 35 and Cristiano Ronaldo's 18 at the same age, and you can see why Mbappe is definitely set for superstardom. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that he's definitely going to do it. However, if he leaves PSG as was touted in the summer, he'll probably only be moving to Real Madrid or Barcelona, maybe even to Juventus like Ronaldo did in a few years to come. What this means is, though, he'll be playing at the top level for the best teams in leagues where they often dominate, meaning much like the others on this list, he'll have more than many opportunities to score hat-trick upon hat-trick upon hat-trick. But what do you guys think? Will Messi and Ronaldo stay top of the goal scoring charts for the next 10, 20, 30 years? Or can Kylian Mbappe really rise above them all and become one of the best of all time? Let me know in the comment section below. So who is at number one? Well, yet again, it's another player who plays in a dominant team where he can get opportunities to score by the boatload. Oh, and he can also rely on assists from arguably the greatest player of all time, Lionel Messi. Now, this choice is probably quite obvious as he's only 70 goals away with a grand total of 430 so far. However, with incredible form in the last few seasons and recent numbers to back it up, there is no doubt in my mind that Luis Suarez will be the next player to reach 500 goals. He had a slow start to last season and still ended up with 31 goals, and if he manages to repeat the feat from 2015-16, where he got an incredible haul of 59, he'll no doubt be on his way sooner rather than later. At age 31, he's reaching the peak of his career, and 31-year-olds today are fit, athletic, and definitely better footballers than they were 20 years ago. Like a few others on this list, he's reaching the peak of his career, and at age 31, he is still incredibly fit, mobile, and is still a fantastic player. And with a brilliant team behind him, there is no doubt in my mind that Luis Suarez will have reached 500 career goals for club and country by the end of next season. So that's all from me for today. Make sure you smash that like button, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. And as for who's going to be next to reach 500 goals, well, you can vote on it right here. And after you've done that, you can also click here to see all the rest of the videos that we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.